Hello, Michelle. How's it going there? How's it
Hi.
going today?
Everything's good over here. How are you, Lindsay?
Feeling good. I'll be recording today on a Wednesday, so all good. Michelle, I have a question for you, though. You
Oh,
ready?
okay, let's hear it.
All right. So, which do you like better, the sunrise or the sunset? Which is your favorite?
I'm gonna go sunset because I'm a night person. So I
Yes.
don't often see the sunrise. I could with my kids, but I don't I don't think I can since I'm not a morning person, I don't think I can absorb it in the same way and enjoy it
Yeah.
that someone who is a morning person can, but I love the sunset. What about you, Lindsay?
Oh, the sunset. I've seen more beautiful sunsets because they're easier to see, right? You go out and you happen to be somewhere, but
Right,
I love the
exactly.
sunrise. Yeah, but the sunrise for me is wow, it's like so magical. It's more symbolic. It's the beginning of a day and it's usually more orange. I feel like, yeah, it's the sunrise for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
It's this
Yeah.
it's oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one to teach. Did you like,
Uh-huh.
when people say, "It's the something for me,"
Oh, yes.
we should
Yes.
do
I yeah, 100%. Yeah.
okay, guys, look out for that episode, hit follow, and that'll happen. So, anyway, well, today we are going to get into it because we have a great listener question about some sunny words. So, before we get into that, we want to let you know we had this great episode. Episode 2264 of the All Ears English podcast was going through any earth shattering changes. So, go ahead and listen to that one.
Yes, good stuff. And today we had a question for today's episode. This comes from a question from our YouTube channel, which, by the way, if you guys go over our videos, these
Mhm.
episodes are over on YouTube. So go and check it out,
Yes.
right, Michelle? If you
Yes.
want to see us today, Michelle, you have some funky
Yes.
headphones on today.
Yes. I am so sorry that these are the headphones I'm wearing, but I am wearing children's blue headphones. So,
Yes, that's fun.
we improvise to make it work here at All Ears
Yes.
English. We're here for you, but if you want to check out my cool headphones, go on over and watch us on YouTube.
Go and check it out, guys. All right. I'm going to read our student's question. And Michelle, are you ready for the question? Here we go.
Yes.
All right. So this comes from Oshwalk8269. And they said, I love to wander around outside at 7 a.m. watching the sunrise. But I wonder about the differences between these two words, sunrise and sunshine. Wow, I feel like I see eye to eye with this student, this listener. Yeah, wandering around at sunrise. That's what I do with my dog every morning. We go to the park and we wander, we meet neighbors. It's so beautiful.
That's nice, that's nice. Yeah, I'm not so much of a 7 a.m. wanderer, but I still think it's great. I can understand the appeal. So
Yes.
anyway, well, this is a really good question, and this is, very useful because this is a good conversation topic as well, and I realize just how often we use words like sun or sunshine in the English
Yes.
language. So there's a lot to get to today. So let's get into it, Lindsay. So what is sunrise?
Okay, so sunrise is the time when the sun comes up, right? So 6 a.m., 7 a.m., maybe 5:30 a.m., depending on the time of year, it always changes.
Right.
And depending on where you're located, right?
Exactly.
And so you might say, let's wake up early to see the sunrise. There's been a few times in my life when I've tried to see the sunrise in special places like Mount Fuji, the top of
Oh,
Mount
wow.
Fuji. The idea is you climb at 4 p.m., you start about 4 p.m., you make it to the top by sunrise the next day, and you're up there and you can see it's just supposed to be amazing. Of course, the day that we did it, it was pure clouds.
Oh, oh
And not the good
no.
kind of clouds that make the sunrise amazing and pink. The kind
Oh.
of clouds is just a gray wall.
Oh no,
um,
that's too bad. Maybe another
we did it a
time.
little early. Yeah, I have some friends who had some amazing photos from another trip. And so there's been other times when I've wanted to do that, when you're in a special place.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. It's usually you're on vacation, you've
Yeah,
heard
on
about right,
vacation.
exactly.
Yes.
So what about sunshine? How is that different?
Well, sunshine is just kind of the general sun any time of the day, right, Michelle? So, for example, I love being out in the summer sunshine. It's not about a specific time of day. It's just that feeling of the sun coming on your face. right?
Right. So when this listener talks about wandering around outside, are
Uh-huh.
at 7 a.m., are they most likely seeing the sunrise, the sunshine, or both? Like, if they wanted to tell
Yeah,
somebody
good
about
question.
what they're doing, what would they say, do you think?
I think sunrise more
Yeah.
so than sunshine. Maybe at 10 a.m., then they're really feeling the sunshine because the sun has moved more towards the middle of the sky, right, Michelle?
Right.
And you're feeling the full effects of it. Like yesterday, I sat outside in my front porch at 2 p.m. Oh my gosh, the sun was insanely strong. I
Ugh.
came back with like a sunburn after sitting out there for 15 minutes. Michelle, it was wild.
Ooh, ouch. You know,
Yeah.
well, and that's a good thing that you just said. I mean, I'm sorry about the sunburn, but, the sun being strong, that's something that we say, that the sun is strong when it's really, really coming down at you and there's no shade. It's just so that's a good thing that you can use. You can say, if you're outside, you can say, "Oh, the sun is really strong today. Let's make sure we put on our suntan lotion."
Yes, big time. And I do notice out here in Colorado, the sun is much stronger than other parts of the country because of the altitude that we're at here, right? So we're just physically a little closer to the sun. And so you could just feel it so much more. It's crazy. Yeah.
Right, I bet. So the other difference I just realized is the sunrise is really only something you look at. Like it's
Right.
the feel is more about seeing the sunrise. The sunshine, you
Mm,
can see the sunshine, but you also feel the sunshine.
mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that makes sense. You might feel with sunrise, you might feel that it's starting to get warmer, right? You
Mhm.
can kind of feel like you see, especially a very visible sunrise, you see it come up and you can feel that warmth, right? But yeah, sunshine is a more physical feeling as
Right.
well as a visual.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
interesting. What
Exactly.
about a
Yeah.
personality, Michelle? Let's flip over to talking about people. I mean, is there a way to talk about someone who is cheerful, related to the sun? I mean,
Right.
what would you
Yeah.
say?
Well, you can say that someone has a sunny disposition. Sunny
Yes.
disposition. Do you ever hear that?
I have heard that before. What is
Uh-huh.
disposition? Disposition. That's a mouthful, that word.
It's basically their personality, the way they see the world, just their
Yeah.
natural state.
Mhm. Yep, their default, right? Glass
Yeah.
half empty, glass half full. We could say that too.
Yep.
So for example, a bright, happy, nice personality, she generally has a sunny disposition, but she's been down in the dumps about her job lately. Down in the dumps. That's
Down
a
in the
key word. That's probably going to
dumps.
be in the app for
Yeah.
our premium users here. What does that mean? I mean, I guess we can know based on, the
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, it's basically sad. It's if womp womp blah
Meh,
had
meh.
an expression, that's what it would be,
Yeah.
down in the dumps.
Yes, I love it. So good. Okay, Michelle. So we're back. And what would be the next one?
Okay, another thing you can say about the sun is to go out and catch some sun. Catch it.
Mm,
So, what does that mean? I mean, you can't catch the sun in
no,
your
yeah, you
hand.
definitely can't. Right. And we're not going to try to either when we say this. So to catch some sun is to basically absorb the sun, right? To be out in the sun,
Yeah.
maybe to work on your tan, or just it kind of means to like live life a bit, right? Broadly speaking. Wouldn't you say,
Mhm.
Michelle?
Yeah, to me, I hear it more like just about being out in the sun. "Oh, let's go catch some
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
It's really nice outside. Let's go catch some sun. Maybe we can have a
Yeah.
picnic."
Right, let's go outside and catch some sun. The weather is finally beautiful. Maybe it's
Right.
been raining for
Ugh,
days and days and
we get a
days.
week like that. Yep.
That yeah. That's really hard. Rainy days, rainy weeks, and then the sun comes out, you're gonna go out and catch some sun, okay?
Catch some
And then
sun.
under the sun, I love this one, everything under the sun.
Yes.
Now, what does this mean? This is totally different in the meaning.
So this means all possibilities, everything. So this isn't really a focus on being in the sun or anything like that. This is saying
Mhm.
everything under the sun. So what's under the sun? Everything. So it's this
Yeah.
idea metaphorically that all possibilities are open, everything, anything
Yes.
you want. So it could be even like this. You should check out the new eatery on 3rd. They have everything
Yes.
under the sun. It's an amazing menu.
Yeah, exactly. So this idea of anything that exists or everything that exists is everything under the sun. They have so many choices, right? Yes.
Exactly, exactly. So I think I mean, all of these are really common. Do you have a favorite of these, Lindsay?
Let's see. I mean, I like the expression everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the expression everything but the kitchen sink or the kitchen sink,
Oh,
which we should do that another day. That is a
yes, the
great one,
kitchen
guys.
sink. Yep. Yeah.
Hit the follow button on All Ears English because that is a crazy one that we'll come back to. It's
Yeah,
confusing, but it's great. It's
yeah,
classic.
it is
So that
classic.
idea that everything is engulfed under this idea. So that's my favorite, Michelle. Which one is yours?
Which one is my favorite? I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with you. I think that's the most fun. Everything under the
Yeah, for
sun.
sure.
To me, that's the
Yeah.
most fun. But also,
But-
before we get into the role play, what is the opposite of sunrise?
Well, sunset, right?
Yep.
Sunrise, sunset. Yeah.
Sunrise, sunset, guys. So just in case
Yes.
you didn't know that one, that's the opposite. So, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right. Should we do a role
I
play?
Well, actually, before we get into the role play, Michelle, I have a question.
Ooh,
Here's an interesting philosophical question.
okay.
So, do you think that places that get more sunshine, people are friendlier? Like, let's
Ooh.
imagine like more outgoing, more sociable, more connected. What would you say? Or warmer places? I'm not sure if it would be both would come together. What are your theories on that?
Wow. I had never thought about that. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that actually because I mean, yeah, I think people are generally happier, but when you think about what did they say the happiest places in the world, what is it? Copenhagen, I think.
Oh, for quality of life.
Right,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
but
yes, 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 yes,
that
yes, yes.
I don't know that I mean, that's a
That's a
place
good
where
point.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
darkness through when the time changes and, I don't know
Yeah.
that that's, like, the sunniest place. I don't know for sure, but I know that it gets dark early in the winter, things like that. So
Yes.
to
Yes.
me, I think it's more embedded in the society and, maybe some stuff to do with the government and how things are handled,
Mm. Ah,
overall
okay. I see.
philosophies, ways of looking at life. So I don't know that it's so much the weather, but I don't think that hurts. I do think it helps. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a difference between overall health and wellness,
Yeah,
which would be something like Scandinavia. They do that really well, right? Everything's taken care of. They're in a good spot versus maybe disposition. Like what is your
yeah,
default disposition?
right.
Because I can tell you in Boston, people are not waving on the street and saying
No.
hi. Like is there's smiling? No,
Yeah.
not really. And Boston is kind of at least in the winter, it's a dark, cold place, right?
Mhm.
So versus maybe in a place like California or I mean, Colorado too, people are definitely they smile at you on the street, right?
Mhm.
Some of that could be urban versus rural too, but I think about
Mm.
this a lot. Does the
Yeah,
weather or the sunshine affect people's personalities in different places? So there's wellness and then there's personality
yeah.
and disposition. I think it's maybe different, right?
Right. I definitely notice that when the weather is nice, I'm in a better mood.
Yeah.
Even when you go to see a place, like a new town, let's say you're just going for the day to get
Yeah.
lunch in a new town and it's raining, that town is gonna look
Yes.
totally different than if you
So
go on a
much.
nice day,
Yes.
and your impression of it and your feel for it will certainly be different.
I mean, your entire yeah, you go for a weekend away to anywhere, the memory and the feeling of that whole weekend is gonna be complete 100%, Michelle. So, maybe this will be a poll question for today,
Yes,
right? This is a
yes,
great one. We'll come back to this in the poll, guys. Make sure you're participating in the
yes.
Spotify polls so your voice can be heard too, all right?
Yes, we have fun.
All right, in this role play, Michelle, what are we doing?
Okay. You are a bookstore owner, and
Uh-huh.
I am looking at books in the store.
Okay, here we go. All right,
Okay.
you start us off.
Okay, here we go. This place is great. Do you have any historical fiction?
Oh, yes, we have everything under the sun. It's all over in the corner.
Excellent.
Do you always read historical fiction?
I read everything, but I do love that genre. I just love to read.
Oh, same here.
My favorite thing is to get up at sunrise and look out with a cup of coffee and a good book.
Well, maybe that's why you have such a sunny disposition. I love to sit out by the pool and read while I catch some sun.
Thanks. Well, that's great too.
Excellent, excellent. So, two big readers here in this
Yes.
conversation,
Yes.
right? All right, good. So, we used our keywords today in a couple of different places. So, you asked me, do you have any historical fiction? And I
Mhm.
said, oh, yes, we have everything under the sun. So, what am I saying there, Michelle? Am I saying
You
every title or
every
every
kind of
kind of
book.
genre?
Every kind
Yeah.
of genre. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
saying, yeah, we have historical fiction, we have horror, and we have suspense and thriller
Right.
and all of these other things, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Good.
Exactly. And then I said, my favorite thing is to get up at sunrise and look out with a cup of coffee and a good book. So I like to wake up early in this magical, mystical universe
Nice.
because I don't
And
normally
then
do
I
that.
said, right, it sounds nice, right? It sounds
Yeah,
very,
it
I
does.
don't
It
know,
sounds peaceful.
poetic, peaceful,
Mhm.
I know. My favorite thing is to get up at sunrise, right? Oh, sorry, I said that again. Let's try the next one. Maybe that's why you have such a sunny disposition, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sunny disposition. Maybe that's why you seem so, I don't know,
Happy or
so
peppy or
friendly.
yes.
Yeah, cheerful. Right.
Yes,
Good.
exactly. And then you said, "I love to sit out by the pool and read while I catch some sun."
Nice. Okay. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I think these phrases fit really nicely, Michelle, into a conversation, right? So
Mhm.
sunshine in our lives. What's a takeaway for today?
Well, we wish you guys a lot of sunshine, and happiness, and these are all really useful. These are all very, very common,
Hmm.
and it's good to talk about some of these topics. It's a good conversation question and makes people think, "Oh, do you prefer the sunrise or the sunset?" It just different ways to use the sun to talk about many different things in English.
Yeah. Or talking about the conversation that we opened in the middle of the episode. What effect does the sun have on mental health? What
Mm.
effect does it have on your skin? Right. I just went to the
Mhm.
dermatologist yesterday for my bi yearly skin check. Right. We have to do that if we get a
Mhm.
lot of
I have to
sun where
do
we
that, yeah.
live. Yes, for sure. So the sun impacts us in so many ways. So open those conversations, guys. I love it.
Yep.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good
All
stuff.
right. Great, great question. Thanks so much. And guys, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. See you later, Michelle. Bye.
Bye.